Well, what sort of job do you do? Is it one of those sort of jobs which could end up being replaced by robotics and automation? Well, just an interesting fact here that job automation is going to actually hit women the hardest. There's more than around 7 million jobs globally that are at risk from increased automation and robotics, with administration and healthcare set to be greatly impacted by that. Thought I'd have a chat to Rebecca Fraser, who's a career development consultant, about this. Good morning, Rebecca.
Good morning. How are you?
Very well, thank you. I've never really sort of thought about it, and then I sort of realised that in my job here in radio, the amount of automation that's happened over the last, say, 30, 40 years has been quite significant. And I've never really sort of thought about other areas, especially in the sort of manufacturing industries and so on, where automation is really sort of posing a big threat to jobs.
Look, it is. There's a lot of industries that are being impacted, and as you mentioned, office and administration are key. Media is definitely one that's on the list that's being impacted. Arts, sciences, manufacturing, they're all being impacted in a certain way, but there are some key issues with some certain roles and some certain sectors that we're really concerned about.
Yeah, because I read here that with women, they'll lose 5 jobs for every 1 gained through automation, but men, only 3 jobs will be lost for every 1 gained through automation. So why is it affecting women more than men?
Ultimately, it's because of the career choices that women make, and this is something that we really need to focus on, both as a nation and globally. So the report's been put out through the World Economic Forum. They've been doing extensive research in this area. And what it is the office and administration jobs. That is the major area of concern. So out of all the sectors and all the industries, that is the role within organisations that is being seen as being impacted the most by automation. So we may not see reception. We know now we've got IVRs, so we don't need a receptionist to pick up the phone. The IVR system's doing that. So we can see that it's already happening. But women are not going into what we call the STEM-related careers. So your science, technology, engineering and mathematics. And we still don't seem to promote that to a lot of women, and even school students. There's a lot of research for students choosing their Year 11, Year 12 and final year subjects, and it is such a low representation of females within that sector, right through to the university, and unfortunately, that's where the jobs are going.
Okay. So why aren't women getting more involved in these STEM-related careers?
Look, I still think, and working as a career coach, there is still this stigma, it seems to be, around those types of roles. There's a lack of interest. I mean, women are naturally caring, so obviously the health sector side is very important. And in Australia, the health sector is currently booming. So at this current point in time, that's probably a good decision. But we've got concerns around how much automation is going to happen in that area as well. But a lot of women also move into those office and admin type roles because one of the challenges, once you've had kids, what are the roles that are easy to do part-time? And for that reason, they move into those sorts of roles. But what we need to be doing is working with these people to keep them upskilling so that if they are impacted by the automation, they have an option to move into other certain areas. Because, look, many a report can come out, but we won't know anything until it actually happens. And this is where we're at globally. It's a really big concern for people. But people need to realise they have to remain upskilled. They have to be aware of this, that their roles may be impacted by automation. So what else can I be doing to move into other sectors that may not be as impacted?
I guess this is really important too when you're actually, say, going into higher education from, say, high school, and you're going off to university, and you need to sort of think about a career that is pretty foolproof as far as automation goes. And I guess those 4 areas, science, technology, engineering and mathematics, are 4 areas that are reasonably safe from massive amounts of automation.
Look, they are, and I think it's not just that they're safe from automation, they're creating the automation as well.
True,
so
yeah.
they're the types of roles that are actually driving this innovation. But we are playing guessing games, and this is one thing I need people to be aware of as well, is that we are concerned about all of this, but we still don't know the facts behind it, and we won't know until it happens. But with the way that we work within helping people choose careers and that sort of thing, moving to university, moving to trades, we have to be well and truly aware of what's out there. I mean, we're pushing a lot of people into university at the moment that should be moving into the trade system, and we've got a really strong skill shortage within trade for that reason, because we feel the university is the answer. And I mean, engineering is not necessarily a university. Engineering covers your construction type roles as well. So your physical, hands-on type engineering roles where there's actual skill shortages. So we need to be open to a lot of things and more aware. And I think the whole school system, right through to people who are working currently, need to become more aware of these sorts of things.
Yeah, well, it's I guess it can be a bit scary, but I guess the thing is to just to really be well advised and do your research when it comes to sort of a career choices, to sort of, well, okay, which jobs will I look like they're not going to actually be affected by that much by automation, are still going to need that human element behind them in order for things to get made and things to get done.
Absolutely.
I guess that's a thing to think about if you're just starting your working life.
Absolutely, and I think if you feel you're not getting the right support through the school system to make these decisions, or you want to know more, there are people out there that you can go to get that support, because it's really making the right decision at the right time. I mean, most people who go to university tend to do a career change not long after anyway, so it may not be that you make that first decision and that's the final decision. And as I say, in 10 years' time, we don't know what it's going to look like. We don't know the roles that don't exist yet. So you may decide to move into those sorts of roles, and we're seeing that extensively in manufacturing at the moment. People are transitioning into completely new careers, and that will continue to happen. But be open to it and be aware of it. Don't sit back and just say it won't happen to me, because it can happen.
Absolutely. Well, some interesting food for thought there. Thank you very much, Rebecca Fraser, for having a chat to us this morning.
Not a problem. Thanks, Rob.
Rebecca Fraser who's a career development consultant. So are you in a job that you think might be at risk from automation, and have you, if so, have you taken steps to maybe change your career? Be interested to hear from you this morning on 922 11882.